Hello everyone and welcome to episode 22 of Ghost of Tsushima. If I sound a little bit tired today, it's because today I have not noticed the frogs before. Hold on. That was delightful. Do they keep hopping? Yes, they do. Okay, that is super neat. There are frogs jumping through the grass and back into the mud. I think they're frogs, probably not toads. In any event, yeah, today kind of, really kicked the crap out of me. Not in like a nasty way or anything. It was just sort of long and draining. So I was like, let's find something really fun to do. And I cannot think of anything more fun than Ghost of Tsushima. So I feel like no matter what, the tone will pick up as we go. Oh, by the way, as Sora hurtles through the sky here, I think we are here. I think this is it. We need samurai reinforcements if we're going to save our home. The Shogun can provide them, but only if we contact him to request... I thought the Shogun was a group. I'm very bad at Japanese history. Only if we can contact him to request more forces. I found my uncle's contact, a wine-soaked pirate skilled enough to break the Mongol blockade and deliver our request to the Shogun. Lord Shimura awaits word of my progress at our old hunting camp in Akashima. And I think he is one of these...
You have news.
Yes.
Oh, no, this is
Shimura.
Uncle.
I found Goro in Umugi Cove.
Was he drunk?
Not anymore. He will fulfill his debt to you and sail for the mainland.
He may be unsavory, but few know the sea like Goro.
Will these men deliver your message?
Precisely. Kotaro and Jiro are loyal and courageous. I will petition the Shogun for reinforcements.
Goro is ready. He will meet us nearby, then lead us to his boat.
We will ride when the time is right. Take this moment to prepare for battle.
Yes, Uncle.
Sorry, hello to Azaric, and hello to everybody... Hold on.
To you.
Pause. Hello to everybody coming over with Patikin. Patikin, thank you so much for the raid and the resubscription. Wow, Patikin got in there a day early. Most people are... when we are lucky enough to have people resubscribing, they're doing so on the 1st of the month. And Patikin's found a way to jump the track. Congratulations, sir. And welcome to everybody coming over. Patikin, I hope that Assassin's Creed Valhalla was as much fun as I've heard it is. Also, if people tuned in really early, they might have heard a bit of Patikin because we accidentally, we had you open as we were lurking. And so your voice can be heard at the very beginning of this episode. Not in the edited version, but it was there. Past 1 a.m., so I imagine that Patikin will be turning in pretty soon. As long as you are here, sir, thank you. Congratulations. Thank you very, very much for the resubscription and the raid. I really appreciate it very much.
Horses, men,
We are ready, my lord.
Stay alert.
and keep watch for our smuggler.
When he said, you know, go prepare yourself for battle, I was going to go see if there were any other quests that also needed to be done. But yeah, we're straight on to the main quest.
I can always tell when you want to ask me something. Out with it.
I'm curious how you met Goro.
I caught him selling Chinese silk forbidden by Shogun decree. I burned his stock and let him go.
He could have been flogged, but you saw a better path.
A skilled sailor can be a valuable asset.
You know who else is a valuable asset, dear uncle? Yuna, who you treat like garbage and look down your nose at. Even like, it just really bothers me that he has some sort of like a hate on for her. Yeah, Patikin, I've been very much eager not to get any spoilers on anything, but he who came by, and this is not a spoiler in any way.
The Mongols have many ships. Can Goro evade them all?
He has no choice.
What will we do if they catch us, my lord?
Do not fear death, Kotaro. Live with courage, and never forget the people you fight to protect.
He who stopped by the other day, a day or two ago, and said, "Listen, I know you're not. I know you want to avoid any spoilers about Valhalla, but holy crap! Like he's really, really enjoying it." And
Goro,
was very excited about
where
it.
is your boat?
This way. I'm happy you're alive, my lord.
Thank you for agreeing to settle your debt.
I'll do my best. But I fear the Mongols will sink me before I leave the coastline. There are too many eyes watching the water.
Perhaps we can direct their attention elsewhere. Dismount. We walk from here.
Also, something I want to make sure that we call out a couple different times during this stream. Sunny Panda, twitch.tv/the Sunny Panda.
Fort Mitodake. My father took that stronghold from Clan Yarikawa.
Will be on again
the
tomorrow.
Mongols have it.
Very exciting.
Imagine their surprise when 2 samurai take it back from them.
If we make enough noise inside the fort,
The Mongol ship crews will look to it instead of the water. Goro, we will draw the enemy's attention to the fort. Sail when you hear the fighting.
My lord, you'll be killed.
Your only concern is delivering my message. Horses might give us away. We will go on foot, Lord Sakai.
So I'm going to assume, based on everything we know about Lord Shimura, that he's going to want to do a big frontal assault. That's sort of his whole deal. He's very, very disappointed in Jin for using guile and tactics. So let's get dressed in our Samurai Clan armor. And look at that. Yeah, we're already wearing the same colors as him. I was going to, like, redress to make sure. Let me just look at the black real quick. No, that's black and blue. All right, yeah, we'll stick with Seasons of War. It is the closest to Jin's family colors.
Mongol armies are formidable,
Go.
but our attack will catch them off guard.
let's pray that holds true in the fort.
They outnumber us, but they cannot attack all at once.
How long can we keep the element of surprise?
Only until we see the enemy. Then, we strike.
So I never know how long they're not going to talk. Wait, Dunkel, somebody needs help. Oh, no, they don't.
We could avoid them.
Turn your back on a foe, and you will die with a sword stuck in it.
Okay, so am I allowed, Uncle, to shoot an explosive arrow into the middle of them? Because I can do that, and it'll make it much easier for us to fight them.
For Tsushima!
Whoa! Nope, that's not what I wanted.
We have the advantage. Cross the bridge.
Yeah, Uncle, we have the advantage because I shot an explosive arrow at them. You know, the thing that you claim to hate.
Ready, Uncle.
Steal their strongest.
It's dishonorable, but I lit them all on fire and it was awesome, and that's why we won. Hey, Uncle, watch this. I'm gonna shoot knives at them. See, I kill them all. It's way better than what you do.
Perfect form, Jin. Well done.
Whoops. Oh! Oh, Uncle, I'm sorry, you need help? Here, let me throw some more knives at those guys. Ow.
Don't shoot! Don't shoot!
Oh, wait. Did more people raid over? Hold on one second. Sorry, I'm just going to pause it for just a second because... oh, Rhino came over with Patikin. Yeah, no worries, Rhino. Thank you so much for joining in with the raid. Let me just make sure that I didn't miss anything. And hello to Chivalry, who also has resubscribed. Chivalry, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
them! Forward, through that gate!
I'm not going to continue to...
fight beside you, Jeep. See how the enemy fear you! You're a true warrior!
Thank you, Uncle.
Oh, just give so little shits about his opinion.
Remain alert.
Archers, take cover!
Through that gate! Lord Sakai! With me!
I don't have a clear line of sight on these guys. Oh! Well, I was almost charged up on ghost mode, but no longer. Nope. Okay. Wait, I'm sorry. Where are we going? Ah! Oh. Nope. Really tired of being on fire. Okay. Okay, did we see where Uncle Shimura went? Also, I'm gonna just check up here real quick. There might be some arrows or something. Yeah, I hope everybody had a good Monday. I was describing as we started the stream that Monday, today was sort of a long one, but not a hard or miserable one. You know, sometimes you have a day where you get a lot of bad news or something like that. No. It's nothing like that. Not happy. Can I like untie the horses and let them out of this stable? Because I feel like the only reason they're... Oh, there he is.
Wreak havoc on the fort! We need the Mongol ships to focus here, not on Goro! Also! Faster, strike!
I got the dog, but also got the flames. Well, hold on, Uncle. They're dropping stuff that I want, like arrows. Give me a second. Believe me, we are making plenty of noise. The Mongols know where we are, and they are focused more on us than the ship. Rhino says, good Monday. Sounds like a contradiction. Yeah, it's always like Monday's the one day of the week that it's always like, boy, can I really wish people a good Monday? Does that happen for folks?
We have their full attention now.
Kill them all!
Oh, come on. What even caught on fire? Besides me, I mean. Ooh, look at this thing.
They have a watcher! That is our new goal! Fight to the tower, Jin!
Yeah, I don't want to be standing where those arrows are going, so we're gonna keep going. I would think it would like take a while to load up all those arrows, but they're firing those guys off at a pretty good clip. Sorry, I don't want to be standing there. Enjoy your flame.
Do not give ground! Forward!
Yeah, maybe they've got like a grill or something that allows them to load all the arrows into that device really quickly, and they've got a couple guys that are standing there just like restocking the getting it ready. Oh, puppies, come in here. I don't know why I'm putting away my sword. I don't know why I just pushed that button.
More Mongols! Flow through them! Stop only to kill! Remember all I taught you! I bow right beside you! Chin, this way!
Runner does say that every day above ground is good. Yeah, here. You know, that's one thing that I do like to try to remember, that when I have a day like today, that was just sort of like, it was just long. It was, okay. Yeah, no, dude, if you want to face the corner, that's fine. There's other people that are having like really bad days, so, you know, we get to hang out and have a good time playing a video game. It's a pretty good day. But yeah, one thing that I started to say there is that the Sunny Panda has been on sabbatical for a while, and it will be very exciting when he resumes streaming as early as tomorrow. I think that the plan is to have him back tomorrow. That's what he posted on Twitter. I am very much looking forward to it, and if I would sort of ask a favor of people watching now or people who might see this in the near future, check him out, twitch.tv/thesunnypanda. Welcome him back. Let him know that he's been missed. Ow. I'm probably going to take an arrow for this, but... I mostly just wanted to do that. Oh, yes, please. End suffering. Wait, are there arrows there? No, go back up. Wait, what is... That's not quite what I thought the R2 was going to be, but all right. I honestly thought he died when I knocked him down. Okay, so we're taking the artillery. Yeah, let's see how this thing works.
There is Goro's boat.
We bought them time. Not enough.
The Mongols have seen them, and their attack ships are faster. Our men are defenseless.
No. They have us. We have a Hwacha.
A weapon of the enemy, not samurai.
Saving our people is all that matters.
You know how to fire this.
I'll learn.
Destroy the Mongol ships. Leave the guards to me.
Uncle.
We will not die here, my boy. The Mongols sent boarding parties. Don't let their boats reach Goro.
So this is some Assassin's Creed Brotherhood stuff, and I love Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
Don't let up. Goro must confront them.
Oh, 2 for 1. You see that? Oh, so it turns out the answer to my question is that you don't have to reload it at all. It just fires infinitely for you. Now, can I try to blow that up? Oh wait, what's this?
Archers on the shore. Slow down, Goro.
Wait, what? Oh, there was another ship. I did not see it. Oh, and hello to Samalander, who knows this is a real weapon. The only reason I know that, by the way, is that it is also a weapon in Civilization. I know it's in Civilization 6, and I believe the Chinese have
The
it.
Mongol ships are in flames.
Don't let up. Goro must confront them.
And if it's in Civilization, then you know that it is historically accurate. Yeah, that's the one I didn't see. Alright, let's take out these fools on the beach. This is a super fun weapon, by the way.
She's on the shore. Slow down, Goro.
Yeah, not anymore. So, what I was gonna ask is, can I, like, get those guys? They can't like that too much. It does look like I'm running out of arrows, so if I fire one more volley, I might run completely dry. Yeah, see there? All right, let me hit those the red barrels on the deck of the ship. So, Samlander, do you happen to know how was this device...
More ships on the way. Hold on, Goro.
Wait, more ships, where? Oh, no! Do you happen to know how this device was reloaded? Do they have to do it by hand, or do they have sort of like a grill set up that they can load the arrows into the grill and then turn it over and they'd all slot in properly, or what was the deal? Also, Samlander, so I can't see chat right now. Doing a bunch of... No, I can't talk either.
We did it.
I knew we would. You continue to prove the Mongols are not unstoppable.
You taught me to fight. I couldn't disappoint you.
And you never have. I am proud of the warrior, the man you have become. Jin, my message to the Shogun included an announcement. I wish to formally adopt you as my son.
Uncle.
In my heart, you have always been the heir to my legacy. When this war ends, we will make it official. One day, our people will look to you as their leader. You will become their honorable Jito, backed by all the power of the Shogun.
I hope I can serve them as well as you have.
I know you will. We must finish our preparations while we wait for the Shogun's reinforcements.
What are your orders?
Recover your father's honor. We must show our people that the samurai lords of Tsushima still fight for them.
I'll ride for Omi village.
When you're ready, meet me at our staging camp in Kubara. Then we will retake my castle from Khotun Khan.
And save our home.
As father and son, the Shogun himself will celebrate our victory. We will meet again soon. Until then, travel safely.
See, now I feel really bad about all of the smack I was talking towards him. Not because he doesn't deserve it. Like, so, again, here's my specific issue with Lord Shimura. I don't like the fact that he looks down his nose at Yuna and orders her to help him while simultaneously sneering that he could possibly have anything to gain by working with such a lowly thief. This is something that I've talked about before. I think that you can learn a lot about somebody by how they behave when they are in a position of power and authority, and how they treat people that they deem to be their lessers. You can learn a lot about like somebody's heart that way, and I don't like the way that he looks down at people. So that's sort of the source of my beef. That said, that's my take on it. And I don't want to say that Jin's original take wasn't that far away from it. As he's gotten to know Yuna, I think that he has learned a lot about where his early prejudices might have been incorrect, and Lord Shimura simply hasn't learned that. But my sort of general distaste for the way that he acts is not shared by Jin. And this moment where Lord Shimura announces that he's going to formally adopt Jin and his son, that's a big damn deal to Jin specifically. And I sort of feel bad about talking so much. I feel like it took away from that. Hello to Ricardo. Also, Samalander is saying, incidentally, because I did read this. So one thing to note is many times people will say something in chat and I will read it aloud because I, want to respond to it. And other times people will post things in chat that I do read, but if it, I don't want people to feel self-conscious about posting in chat. They're like, oh, everything that we say is going to get read out loud. So sometimes I won't read it aloud, but that is not the same as not reading it. And I wanted to circle back to that in just a second. But to go ahead with the topic of the day, the Hwacha was originally sort of fired once, maybe at the start of battle, and then abandoned for more traditional combat, if I'm reading this correctly. Also, it is Korea in Civilization 6 that has it, not China. I couldn't remember because it's been so long, but the reason it stuck in my head is that in the tutorial for I think it's Civilization 6, it might have been 5, I might be misremembering this, but you can play as a more aggressive, war-focused civilization, or as a more peaceful-leaning, sort of, I don't want to say societal, one that focuses more on internal development and city building. There's a lot of different play styles in Civilization 6, and when I played one of the tutorials, your actual faction within those two very broad archetypes is somewhat randomized. So the very first civilization I ever played in Civilization 6, I think I actually played as China, and that they had an archer that could fire. Maybe it was 5. This is a very muddled story now, but I do remember at one point interacting with a civilization that had that specific arrow firing device, and I just couldn't remember if it was China or I thought it was China, but apparently it is Korea. I don't even know that there's a reason for me to do this. It just looked like fun. Okay, so you know what? Let's just fast travel here. Our goal is the gift altar. I don't know. We're going to see a bunch here. But to circle back, and I don't think that there's a lot more for me to say on the topic, but the last time that Samalander was here in chat, he was posting some additional thoughts on our topic on... think for 1 second. Nightmare on Elm Street 6, and I was reading them, but then not addressing them aloud, and I felt bad about that afterwards. So specifically, he was talking about a way to incorporate millennial fears into the actual nightmare sequences themselves, and sort of show happy moments like weddings or homeownership or something else being ripped away by basically having that potential future, snared away by forces outside their control. And one of the things that makes Nightmare on Elm Street work is its depiction of fears that are common to people, whether it's a fear of bugs, fear of falling, fear of drowning. Has anybody else ever had that dream where you're trying to run and you physically can't? Mine is less about being stuck in mud and more that gravity doesn't work. So I'm trying to run, but instead of moving forward, I'm sort of bouncing up too high, and I can't get any purchase to move forward. It's a little bit different from how it's depicted in the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, where Nancy will be stuck in mud, for example. Oh, that's awful. I don't like the blood-soaked ones. Sam take on is that Korea took one look at this gunpowder thing and said, well, what this needs is arrows. Well, I don't know, if you could take that, it was very, very effective in our little video game demo, and I wonder how it did out in the real world. Because it seems like it would be very demoralizing to see an entire barrage of flaming arrows come down in what I imagine would be a fairly tight grouping. Yeah, let's just fast travel up here. Sam Lander saying I think that was someone else, and now I'm confused. Now I'm concerned, because I really thought it was Samalander, and now not only have I failed to read those comments aloud, but I've misattributed them to someone else. Oh dear. Oh no. I'm going to have to go back and look at chat before it expires. And that, incidentally, is another reason why You'll find it both here and on More Than a Mia. I know that Tashir also does it, and others to an extent. The reason you'll find that streamers tend to... Oh, the record is right here. Streamers tend to read comments aloud is because Twitch chat expires, and then you'll like have a VOD of you responding to somebody, and if it's not repeated aloud, it can be very confusing as to what even is the topic. In any event, on the topic of deaf ears, Lord Sakai instructed us to leave the village to take refuge at Omi Monastery, but the gates are shut and no one will answer our calls. It's as if the place is abandoned, but at night I hear whispers over the walls, prayers, the monks begging the gods to protect them from the Mongols. But if the gods won't protect them, what chance do we have?
Where is it?
How dare you! Oh, young master. I feared you were dead.
I came as soon as I could. It's good to see you, Yuriko.
You look tired. Are you hungry?
Not now, thank you. The Khan's army must have marched past here. Have you had any trouble?
A few bandits. Nothing I can't take care of.
I've come for my father's... my armor.
You refused to wear it at Komoda Beach.
A lot has changed since then.
I hid it somewhere safe.
So as people are probably picking up on, and I didn't read the quest description, this is the place that Jin grew up. I think particularly after
Come
the
this way. These
death...
old bones. I'll get Taichi to help me fetch it.
Oh, I missed the... Hold on, let's actually read the journal, because it'll do a better job than I will. I returned home to recover the armor of Clan Sakai, but that's not all I found. My caretaker, Yuriko, was thankfully alive and well, and looking after the Sakai estate in my absence. And what I was about to say is that we've actually seen this woman during a much, much earlier flashback. In the immediate aftermath of the death of Jin's father, she was there to comfort him as he had to walk up the long stone steps and meet with his uncle.
He's at the cemetery,
What's he doing there?
tending the grounds, gathering plants for my poisons. Keeps vermin out of our food stores.
I'm glad you're not alone.
What about Lord Shimura?
Alive. The Mongols captured him at Komoda, but we freed him.
Others survived. And they're helping you?
A few. Lady Masako.
Good. She's been fighting alongside the boys since she was knee-high.
You'll have to tell me more about that someday.
But it's just the two of you?
A few others. Sensei Ishikawa.
I haven't seen him in years. Does he still act like he's the only one who knows how to do things?
Half the time he's right, but his aim is unmatched.
He would certainly agree.
It was these exact steps. This is the same walk that you do much earlier in the game. It left an impression. I remember it.
Lord Sakai, you're back.
I wish I could stay, but I hear you're taking good care of Yuriko.
You've got that backwards, my lord.
Taichi, help me get the Sakai armor.
Go. I should pay my respects.
The weeds haven't been pulled.
I'm sorry.
Our Lord finally returns and beholds him. Don't worry about that. Let's make sure the armor is perfect.
I really want to look around. Like, this of all the haikus that Jin has contemplated, this is... Are there only 2? Oh, nope, there's a 3rd. I like this one. Light for my father. Also like that. I just want to see if there's a 3rd. There's usually 3 thoughts that come to mind. Oh, there it is. I like this one. No, I don't like Now I'm Alone. Boy, this is really going to end on a down note. Well, the thing is, this one fits the best with where we were. I really want to go back. I'm not sure that I like what I chose, but...
Light for my father. His grave close, his soul distant. Now I am alone.
It was previously established that the cricket cages are usually in graveyards. I don't know if we ever found one in this graveyard. This is the first time that we've been back since that flashback. Sorry, I'm trying to determine where the armor is more likely to be, because it was hidden away someplace safe, Yuriko said. Gosh, now I feel bad. I wonder who it was that... I'm gonna have to go back and look. Because afterwards, it was like, you know, they were being very thoughtful in chat and on the topic that we were discussing, and I was reading and I thought it was interesting.
Almost inside, my lord.
Thank you, Taichi.
And then I just didn't read it aloud.
Jin, help me.
Young master?
Are you alright?
Yes, just lightheaded. For a moment, I thought you looked...
Face us, coward!
Get inside.
So we got the Sakai mask worn by the greatest samurai of the Sakai clan, and for the leader of the Sakai clan, previously worn by Jin's father, Kazumasa Sakai, who we've probably heard of, but I did not know that that was his name.
Bilzo said you'd come
Looking for me?
back home.
You serve a traitor. Suffer a traitor's fate.
Oh boy, I don't want to set inappropriate expectations, but I'm not sure that we're going to do well against the Ronin.
You're dead!
Yuriko!
While wearing this armor, standoff streak increases by 1, and standoff winds occasionally terrify enemies.
Lord Sakai.
Yeah, that did go well.
Butchered them. Is Yarikawa giving us trouble again?
The Yarikawa rebellion was 20 years ago. Those men were with the Mongols.
Of course. Seeing you like that, I'm still shaken up. I need to catch my breath.
By the lake. Your favorite tree.
Yes. Come.
You said earlier you've been making poisons.
Keeps the vermin out of our rice.
Can you make it stronger? Enough to kill a man?
I was wondering the same thing.
Can you do it?
The effects in larger doses are ugly.
Good.
Oh, my lord. Sit with me a moment. Poison has never been the Sakai way.
No Sakai had to fight the Mongol Empire. I need every weapon we have. Tsushima can't afford anything less.
The Mongols have changed you, young master.
The world has changed.
My mother taught me about plants that heal, others that harm, even kill. But they must be consumed. How will you poison the invaders?
A blowgun and dots. I've read of their use by a Genji warrior who studied with monks from the west. Will you help me?
Promise me you'll remain the good man I know.
I promise.
I've looked after your every need since your mother carried you. I won't stop now.
All I need is something to make a blowgun.
Used to be a lot of reeds on the other side of the lake, where the old fishermen lived. Remember? You and your little friend gathered them to make little boats.
Ryuzo and I, we spent all day reenacting the Battle of Dannoura.
Be careful, Jin. I've seen fires over there at night. Not sure who it is.
Don't worry, I'll be back soon with reeds.
Go on. I'll be fine.
I hope she will be fine. You know, the whole I'm feeling very lightheaded. I feel like we're getting some indications that she might not be real healthy. And I'm also, yeah, so I guess we go south. Looks like the closest crossing is going to be down here. And he could swim it, but I mean, I wouldn't want to swim in this armor, so I don't see why we should make him. So while we're on the path, and we will doubtlessly get some more dialogue here in just a few moments, I made the mistake of watching an episode of Beyond Belief Fact or Fiction on YouTube, and now I have to watch every episode of Beyond Belief Fact or Fiction on YouTube, which is most of them. Just because, like, if you hadn't, so people on Twitter in particular in recent months, like in 2020, really like referencing Jonathan Frakes on Beyond Belief. Like, Jonathan Frakes asks you questions for 2 minutes, and it's just a montage of Jonathan Frakes coming
I
out
was right. The old fisherman's home has been taken over by bandits.
and saying,
Send
like,
your best warrior.
who's the tallest man you've ever seen? Have you ever been vomiting blood? When was the last time you had to hide a body? What do you think it would feel like to drown a baby? You know, it's all of these questions that he asks at the beginning of all of the segments of Beyond Belief Factor. Oh, I cut that guy twice! Oh, man! Oh, oh, that guy got a double blade. But what people don't... Oh, hello. What people don't talk about enough is the actual story segments on Beyond Belief Factor Fiction, which are almost to a one, absolutely delightful. Beyond Belief Factor Fiction was made in the early 2000s, so it was back when the internet was still brand new, and boy does it show, because there's a few sort of story arcs that you'll see again and again on this anthology show. So for anybody that didn't watch it, Beyond Belief Factor Fiction was an anthology show that would usually show about 5 different stories, and the challenge is that some of them were made up in the writer's room, and others of them were true. And you can't see the degree to which I'm doing air quotes right there, but they were 100% true based on the lies told to or possibly by author Robert Trelitz. I mean, I'm not going to say that Robert Trelitz was a liar. It is entirely possible that he was simply repeating as fact lies that had been told to him and that any human being could tell were not actually factually true. We will never know because Robert Trelitz has now passed away, so we don't get to ask him, what the fuck? So in Beyond Belief Factor Fiction, you would get 5 different stories, and they would generally fall into one of a few categories. My personal favorite was person who encounters absolutely unbelievable paranormal activity every single day of their lives, and the unbelievable thing is that one day they encounter a slightly different form of paranormal activity. An example of this is a story called The Fine Line, which stars actress Jewel State. Does everybody remember Jewel State from Firefly? She played the engineer whose character name I no longer remember. Well, before she did that, she played Jewel State in The Fine Line, and also Jewel State's twin sister as denoted by a slightly different hairstyle. So Jewel State is playing 2 parts in this one story of Beyond Belief. And the twins, the identical twins, both played by Jewel State, are able to feel each other's pain. Look at what a wonderful squeeze through this is, by the way. Oh, we really saved it. Oh, we really saved walking around that post. So if one of the twins gets hungry, the other can feel their stomach rumbling. And if the other twin bangs her shin in gym class, then the other one can feel that pain. Even if they are not present, they are in a completely different part of the school. And this is an incredibly reliable form of paranormal experience that these two have that is that they can replicate at a moment's notice. And yet that is not the thing that is beyond belief. The beyond belief element of the story is that when one of the twins gets into a car accident, the other one hears a mysterious ghostly song on the radio that the first twin could not possibly be hearing. And if that sounds completely incoherent to you, welcome to Beyond Belief Factor Fiction. I really, really love that show. Oh, and Ricardo is back with lasagna. I am back for Reeds, and I'm just trying to figure out... Oh, really? I go back across the island now. Okay. Another form of Beyond Belief Factor Fiction is person encounters nothing unusual whatsoever, and yet they are given spooky music to indicate that something uncommon is happening. an example of this is, I think the piece is called Eye of the Beholder or something like that. And no, it is not the famous Twilight Zone thing. The story opens with a young woman who is sitting in a like park plaza by herself, and you can tell how lonely she is because no one is there. And also there's a voiceover telling you that she's so desperately lonely because of how ugly she is. And then the camera pans around and you see the most beautiful woman you've ever seen in your life, except she's not wearing any stage makeup and someone has matted some like mayonnaise into her hair, so it's all like greasy and matted down. You're like, okay, but she could just wash that out and she'd be incredibly beautiful. Uh-oh, hold on.
Yuriko?
Excuse me, young master. You caught me thinking about Lord Sakai.
I try not to do that.
He loved you in his way.
Enough of the past. We have a blowgun and dots. All I need now is the poison.
Of course, young master. Come with me. I have a small camp where I gather plants and herbs for ointments. And poison. It kills vermin within moments.
Make it strong enough for the invaders.
I hope we get some more dialogue on why she was sobbing inconsolably there. I know that she misses Jin's father, and that she seems to be worried for Jin's soul, his morality.
Nice to ride with you again.
You and Lord Shimura taught me to ride. On that runt pony.
You sat so tall and straight in your little saddle. Like you were the shogun himself. Oh no, little Jin.
What's so funny?
I just remembered it was out here you nearly killed your uncle.
What?
You were 3 or 4. And the poor man was trying to teach you how to hold your wooden kodachi. You wanted to chase butterflies.
I know the story. My uncle's black eye took weeks to heal.
Lord Shimura and your father laughed so hard, I fear they'd both choke to death.
I don't remember my father's laugh.
He lost his humor after your mother got sick. But you have your father's laugh. Here we are.
A gozamat and a campfire. You sleep out here?
Only when I spend the day foraging for plants. I'll look for the flowers we need.
Rest, Yuriko. I will get them for you.
Yeah, I was about to say, this looks like exactly the kind of flowers that we would
Don't eat
want.
the seeds, they're poisonous.
Another child, Yuriko.
Oh, I know. Remember how we'd gather flowers for your mother?
She arranged them for the little alcove at home.
So Jin's mother is a character that we have not, to my knowledge, been introduced to. We don't
That
know.
should be enough. Bring them to me, young master.
As far as I'm aware, there's been no indication as to where she is, what her deal is. I guess it's implied that she's passed away, but that's me reading between the lines that she's not present and nobody talks about
Plants.
Good. We extract the seeds, crush them, make a paste, and dip the needles.
Make sure the dose is strong.
It should do what you need. It's done.
You're sure he came this way?
The old woman has a camp around here somewhere.
Listen. Someone's coming.
Stay there, Yuriko.
All right, let's learn how to blow dart.
Let's see if this poison works.
He will regret what he did to Sadamune and the others.
Oh, a variety of poison darts, which means that we're going to get more than just what we have currently. I'm going to press options to view. Yep, checks out.
I just want his head and the price that goes with it. How much?
Poison darts kill enemies in a violent display that attracts nearby hostiles.
I don't want to lose him.
All right, so I don't know if we need to like account for gravity or whatever. We'll Yep, checks out. Hey, great news, Yuriko. You didn't have to see that.
Young master?
Don't worry. I dealt with them.
Sometimes I forget you're a grown man.
I forget sometimes too. We should get back to the estate.
I'll stay. I need to straighten the place up.
Don't push yourself too hard.
Hush! You are not a child, and I'm old enough to take care of myself.
What other kinds of poison can you make?
Always so impatient. There is another. It causes confusion and rage. But the ingredients... what were they?
Try to remember. It sounds useful. That's my Sora.
By the way, what do you think happens, and I don't want to test this on Sora, of course, what do you think would happen if we shot, like, a horse with the vomit up blood dart? Is the horse too big and it just doesn't take, or does the horse start, like, convulsing horribly and, like, kicking all the guys around it?
What were they? Red leaves? No, it has petals.
Oh, wow, she's ready to talk right now. And we've got another undiscovered location. That was not there previously. At least I don't think it was. Yeah, let's talk to her.
A flower? No. Young master, would you like something to eat?
I'm fine, Yuriko. I just need the poison. You are trying to remember the ingredients.
They were flowers. You remember them, don't you? The ones I planted at your family cemetery.
I remember washing the graves. Father made me hold buckets of water from the lake.
He knew it would make you strong and teach you to respect your ancestors. Don't you remember the flowers, Jin?
Spider lilies.
That's right.
Hello to Brian. Brian, I hope that you had an easy and productive entry into the work week or Monday or whatever it might be for you. I hope that it's gone well.
With enough spider lilies, you can craft a poison that makes rats go mad. Tear each other to pieces. It's awful.
It's for a good cause. Just make it strong enough to work on men.
If you think it's necessary, I know exactly where to find what we need. This way.
Brian, we're in the process of
This part
brewing
of the forest.
poisons.
I was here when I was a child.
After your mother passed away,
I refused to believe she was gone. So I ran from home and came here.
your mother loved to take long walks here.
I searched until sundown. I kept shouting for her. But she was gone. And I was lost.
You were missing for 3 days. Nearly dead by the time your father found you.
I've never seen him so angry.
Angry at himself for failing to protect you. I've seen your father before countless battles, and he was never more worried than the sleepless nights he spent searching for his only son. Not much farther to the cemetery. I wonder what your father would make of the ghost.
He would disapprove, like my uncle.
Don't be so sure. They argued often. Kazumasa thought your uncle too rigid, willfully blind to possibilities. Kazumasa had imagination.
Imagination? My father?
You're like him in more ways than you know.
So, Brian, sorry, we have a lot of dialogue here, but Brian asks if we got any good Black Friday deals.
Stay here. Looking for me?
Oh, I want to do ghost mode. Don't get hit. See, now I'm going to get the yips. I'm going to get it because I can't afford to get hit here. I'm going to lose my ghost power. Oh, see, I didn't know where he was. Hey, do you have any friends around? I got one more swing in me. Oh, wait, that was a person. But the answer, Brian, is no, not really. Well, sorry, there was one thing. We got twitch.tv/morethanamiya Grand Theft Auto 4 Complete on Steam because that was a very, very good deal. It's an excellent game, and it's like, I don't want to give a dollar amount to it because I don't remember, but very, very inexpensive relative to the quality of that package. And I think that anybody who has been watching her play Grand Theft Auto 5 would agree. Wouldn't it be fun to see more of that moving forward? So wait, we've got this awesome blow dart. Let's make use of it. Ooh, and let's also get stabby with this guy. Okay, so we can now choose our blow dart. What is this?
But we must set an example for our people by remaining true to our code and to ourselves.
The poison's just for now. After the Mongols are gone, I won't need it.
Oh, is he just piecing out? Later. Oops. Yeah, regular arrows. That's what I want. Okay. I really wanted to swing over near that guy and do an aerial assassination, but a good old-fashioned neck stabbing still works. Sam Lander says that she still needs to play Grand Theft or Saints Row the Third. Her specific concern, I agree with you. I want to see that very much. Her specific concern is that we have underscored to her so much now that the music is an integral part of the Saints Row experience, and her concern over having VODs, her completely legitimate and understandable concern over having VODs. That is never not gonna make me very happy. Oh, hello. Sorry, we will continue talking about Saints Row in just a beat. That's a little bit more of a big boom than I was expecting. Were there more people? Yes, there are. I feel like ghost mode is smoke it if you got it, right? Yeah, her concern about, like, having the VODs muted and having elements of the playthrough drop, that she's not sure that she wants to play it, or she's thinking about, like, just muting the music out entirely. And yeah, it's a tough thing, because I'm in that camp of, I do feel like Saints Row, its use of music is on a much different level than...
Did you drive them off?
In a manner of speaking. They won't be back, if that's
Yes.
what you're asking.
It's safe to look for the spider lilies.
Why would we look for them here?
Isn't this where you used to plant them?
Oh, no, not here. It's been so long. They're in another cemetery. Your great aunt's branch of the family. It's not far.
Ricardio's bringing up a... Wait, is it Ricardio? Hold on. And also, I want to read what Brian said. Oh, Salamander. Salamander's bringing up a good point, because I was also thinking about the poison wind chimes. Jin didn't have
Do you
a...
remember...
Sorry, Jin didn't have a sad flashback about that, but now with the blow darts, it's like, oh, well, I'd better be careful with this poison. I don't want to let it get too corrupting. I'll put it away after necessary.
I was 5 or 6. I had a nightmare about this forest. A fight.
It wasn't a nightmare. I told you it was to keep you calm.
That was real? I remember men shouting.
Our retinue was returning home late one night. We were ambushed by Ronin.
The Ronin must have been dangerous. My father's samurai were frightened.
Not of the Ronin. Of Kazumasa.
Of my father. Why?
He and his samurai drove the Ronin off. But Kazumasa pursued them on foot. You could hear their screams. He returned to us just before dawn, covered in blood. Some of his own men mistook him for a demon of the forest. Do you recognize this lake?
We used to meditate here.
How you'd fidget.
You told me to pretend I was a rock, and all I wanted was to swim.
The view's much better from the shore. Join me, young master. These old bones need a rest.
So, Brian, I'm glad that you brought up the things that you got. I tend to forget to ask. So, like, also, if anybody else got anything cool on Black Friday,
This time you'll have to keep me from fidgeting.
I hope they will share it as well. Hold on, let's rest with Yuriko.
Some of my favorite memories happened at this lake.
Stopping a child's fidgeting?
Your mother and I would come here when she was pregnant with you.
We should keep moving.
A grown man, and you still can barely sit still.
We can meditate again. After the war.
Yes, young master.
Oh, I don't know when they're going to start talking again. But Brian said that he got Super Mario... It's the Wii U version of the Super Mario Brothers game that's very, very good. Not Super Mario 3D World, but
Cemetery isn't far.
Feels much closer when you're not carrying water.
Super Mario U Deluxe, and also Link's Awakening DX and Marvel's Avengers. Which sounds like a really good haul on Black Friday. Yeah, see, at issue is... we had all those games. Not Link's Awakening, though. Like, Link's Awakening was very tempting, but not quite enough to just go in on its own.
How could they?
They may break stone, but they cannot erase the memory of these warriors.
Please gather the spider lilies. I can't bear to look.
All right, let's go find the spider lilies. So on the topic of, it was asked, like, can't Mia just upload the videos to YouTube? And one of the... Sorry, I'm losing track of who said what, but there's a concern about it
My
getting...
Aunt Matsu would weep at the condition of this place. Most of these warriors fell in the rebellion at Yarikawa. They deserve better than this.
Getting copyright strike. So, YouTube has a few different gradations of, we don't like your use of licensed material here. Oops. The most likely one is that the video might not be viewable in certain regions, or that any money generated by the video would go to the copyright holders instead of to Mia. Now, her YouTube channel would not be monetized, so at least at this time, she would not lose out in any way there. So that might work. There is also the possibility that she would... Stop and think for 1 second. What was I going to say? There's also the possibility that there would actually be a copyright strike on the channel, but those are very rare, and comparatively rare anyway. And YouTube usually reserves the, you are now in trouble due to violating copyright restrictions if you actively steal from somebody and present it as your own work, which is rather different than the music that is just part of the playthrough. But then again, their algorithm doesn't always make very careful distinctions, so...
This is all I could find.
It is enough to make the poison, but I don't want our time to end.
The Shimura Cemetery isn't far.
With a view of the waterfall. Let's go, my lord.
I earnestly want Jin to spend more time with her. It seems like she has really missed him, and he's really missed her. And Brian is noting that those 3 games cost him $40 a piece.
Kazumasa, I do enjoy our rides together.
Did you say Kazumasa?
Did I? You ride with your father's grace.
Did you often go riding with my father?
Lord Sakai taught me to ride a horse.
Oh, nuts. We're full on, that crafting material. That was probably bamboo. I think this is yew wood. Alright, we're gonna have to sell some bamboo, or more likely use it in upgrading the armor that he's wearing right now. But, and again, we're gonna get interrupted any second here. The thing about, like, Saints Row is that Twitch is comparatively permissive, and...
Careful, Mongols ahead.
Wait, I can mix the new poison for you.
Right here on the spot? Okay.
How does it work?
Oh, it's terrible. Causes madness. They'll turn on each other like wild beasts.
Good. Make it. Quickly.
The poison is finished. Take it.
It's gonna be super weird if Jin starts finding these blow darts on the enemies at any point. So I'm wondering what, now that we've bought so many of the different cosmetic items, is it now going to be like flowers out in the world that he finds is the crafting materials to make these darts himself? Shot by the blowgun, it sends enemies into a violent rage where they attack friend and foe alike. All right,
I'll
let me
stay here.
make sure that we've got this selected. Hallucination dart. This is 105% Assassin's Creed, by the way. Oh, but if Mia is conscious about, like, if she can dial the volume of the music down a little bit, not all the way, but just a little bit, or another possibility is simply, I'm looking for a good target, probably that person up there, as they go back inside. So, can I blow dart this guy, even though he's wearing a helmet? Can I, like, give him a good prick in the neck? This guy? Let's see how this goes. Oh, he's a big guy, too. Oh, I always hated you! Oh, we picked a good dude. Oh, that's so much more fun when it's not me on the receiving end. Oh, where did he go? He just takes off now? As far as I can tell, the rule on Twitch is if the music is playing and Twitch doesn't hear anything else, whether it's commentary or sound effects from the game or anything else, that's when it gets upset. As long as the music is mixed in with other sounds and it's not a clear read, whatever program Twitch might be using to detect the so-called copyrighted, well, it is copyrighted, but the so-called inappropriate material seems inaccurate or disinterested, and I don't know which. I think it wears off, actually. I think the anger juice wears off. Is there... what is whining over here? Oh, okay. I was actually hoping to follow that up, but... oh. Oh, boy. The fact that the Mongolians will hit their own guys with their attacks, I really like. I mean, not just because it's advantageous, but because it makes sense that sometimes in the thick of battle you might take an unwise shot. Sorry, let me just find out what's here. Ricardo is saying, I think they're sitting in their headquarters with Shazam on their phones open and wait until they find a song somewhere. Yeah, it's always hard to tell how these things are being done, but what I suggested to Mia is play some Saints Row. Like, if the options are don't play it at all, or try playing it and see if it gets muted or not, you might as well try that second one. Okay, and actually, so these flowers, it does look like it's going to be a specific type of flower will give him the hallucination poison. And aside from trying out the hallucination poison, I don't know if there was another reason that we came in here. We used it a couple times. It didn't necessarily kill a lot of guys, but it certainly disrupted... Ooh, hold on. Sam, or Tsam. The Sam is a mask dance... No, sorry. Sam, or mask dance, is a Tibetan Buddhist ceremony held at the beginning of each year, considered important for exorcising evil spirits. The Mongol Empire gradually took control of Tibet in the 1240s and 1250s. Because here's the thing, we've found here, and it's not like a hard and fast rule by any measure, but generally speaking, as long as there has been commentary happening, there has not been any issues with our VODs getting muted. It is when I tend to fall silent because I'm listening, or worse, very briefly, a cutscene comes on and there's music in the cutscene and I shut up so I can hear the music in the cutscene, and then that's the section that gets muted, as well as like a good 5 minutes on either side. So really the key for Mia will be make sure that there's always some sort of mayhem or explosion or commentary happening on screen. And frankly, I think that she will make sure that that happens in a game like Saints Row.
Not bandits, Mongols.
Oh, I couldn't see them from here. After all this, I'm worried about the Shimura cemetery, my lord. Would you check on it with me?
Of course, Yuriko. Let's have a look. Are you tired, Yuriko?
No, Lord Saka. This is the best day I've had since our afternoon at Lake Omi.
I don't remember that. You are sure that was me?
It was so long ago. You must have forgotten.
Is anyone else picking up on the vibe that maybe Yuriko and Jin's father had a thing going on? I don't want to read too much into it.
The war hasn't touched this place.
She seems to remember a lot of quiet, peaceful, quasi-romantic moments that the two of them shared with one another.
Do you remember, young master? We'd pay our respects to the Shimura warriors buried here. Then spend the afternoon writing poems.
I remember, Yuriko.
Let's write one now.
I want to make it a better poem than the last one I wrote. All right, impermanence. Well, so neither unbreakable walls nor unmoving mountain sounds a lot like impermanence, so let's go with soaring ambition. I like that a lot. Yeah, let's go with, but the works of men are frail. That's okay. It's a little on the nose, isn't it? Life blossoms and fades. I like life blossoms and fades. And as Chivalry points out, hold on.
Soaring ambition. The works of men are frail. Life blossoms and fades.
Well said, my lord. The proud do not endure. The greatest of us fall in the end.
We should return to Omi.
I'll stay a while.
I know better than to argue.
Good. You learned something today. Kazumasa used to say Lord Shimura was too concerned with that castle.
The strongest point on the island.
He equated strength with the huge, the immovable, like a mountain.
Yet a point. Doubt and indecision have destroyed armies. In the midst of battle, true leaders must stay rooted, stand firm.
But look at that waterfall. All that immovable rock yields to water. The strength we need is all around us. I have one more place I would like to visit, my lord, when you're ready.
So Samuel is saying that he does not like the haiku. As an art style, it's generally understood to be two lines pointing in one direction, followed by a third pointing out the opposite, or while the first two were wrong or similar. That it's not just about the number of syllables. Hold on, we just got Yuriko's keepsake, so let's read that. Samuel, it is entirely possible that I'm just bad at haiku. Like, there might be a way to navigate these in a way that is more faithful to it. Arrows have a 15% chance to poison enemies. Well, I like that in theory, but normally I'm aiming for the head, so if they get poisoned, I've sort of missed the mark. So I don't know that I'm going to use Yuriko's keepsake, which is a shame, because I would have liked to have honored her with, you know, having Jin carry something to remember her. Oh, wait. Oh my god, we didn't do any of our charms at all. Wait. Outfit. Okay, so also let's even look at Sakai clan armor, because we haven't so far. Moderate increase to melee damage, moderate increase to health, increase the standoff streak by 1 when a standoff has a 10% chance to terrify nearby enemies. We're going to upgrade it for sure, but let's see what we can do to get this. Yeah, let's slot that one in for now. Parries, perfect parries, and perfect dodges are easy to perform. That's never unwelcome. So I think we're probably going to do that, but let's just see if there's anything else in here. Yeah, okay. So now from here, so this one's all about sort of the standoffs, right? So we should do something that gives us maximum benefit for killing enemies. Well, I mean, Charm of Resolve is certainly good because we get a lot of resolve when we kill enemies. Let's do this because Charm of Inari's Might is always going to be a welcome one. You know, maybe we will do this. Yuriko's keepsake. You know what? Let's slot that in on this armor because it's the one that means the most to her, and it's not that I have an objection to it, but I want to see if there's any other thing like, hey, when you, like, killing enemies gives you more resolve or something like that. Or this one, slowly recover up to 2 resolve. That would go well with sort of the theme of this one. Let's put that one in. And actually, I kind of like this. Let me see if there's anything else in here that I would want to have in here. No, actually, so I like the charms that we've done. Samlander saying that he wishes he could see the 9 options from the last set and tell you how he'd rework them to fit the haiku better. Not that I can do the syllables, he says. Samlander says that he's no poet. No, nor am I. So if I come up with something that even vaguely sounds like a haiku, I mean, it is also, you can't have haiku as a choose your own adventure. Oh yeah, she's starting to cough. I don't think that there's a lot of Yuriko left in our future. All right, so I really wanted to update the armor, but let's continue our time with Yuriko.
Excuse me. The cold wind is getting to me.
Yuriko, you're not well.
Nonsense.
Let me take you to Akashima. They can treat you.
We have to visit someplace special.
Where?
It's not far. After that, I promise, we will see your healers.
Fine. But if you start feeling worse, we go straight to Akashima.
Of course, my lord. Always so stern.
I can't remember if I called out specifically that Chivalry pointed out that she's starting to become forgetful. She's starting to confuse memories that she has with Jin against memories that she had with Jin's father, and I think it's causing her to...
Where's this special place of yours?
You'll see.
You cannot tell me?
I won't have to.
I think it's causing her to say a bit more than she ever would have in the past.
Lead the way.
Let's see if you can keep up.
Careful, Yuriko.
Let's go!
Here's a thought out of nowhere. A number of people whose opinions I tend to respect have said very good things about the new Save by the Bell on the Peacock network.
Where we are?
There's an onsen around here, isn't there?
I have effectively no opinion on Save by the Bell.
It is. Shall we take a closer look?
But if it does not have Dust and Diamond in it, I'm already like +4 on the experience.
Isn't it beautiful?
Very. Why are we here?
Are you upset? I hope it's not wrong of us to come.
I don't understand.
It's so painful to see you weighed down by sadness with Lady Sakai and the little one.
Yuriko, are you alright?
It's nothing. I just felt a little faint.
When did you last eat?
Yesterday, I think.
Wait here. I'll find us something.
I'm not a child.
Please, Yuriko. Rest here a moment.
As you wish, since you ask so sweetly.
I'll be back soon. Maybe there's game nearby.
Ricardo, I hope that you have a great evening, and I think that you're probably making a wise decision to duck out. As tends to happen when I talk about not having a great day, we seem to be playing a game that is barreling towards a very weighty story beat, and I'm not... Of all the days, right? God, I'm bad at that. Well, we've got one boar. That's got to be enough for her, right?
Mr. Yuriko. Make her eat a little.
Mark Wack is saying, don't force yourself. It's, you know, I think it's, you know, it'll be fine. It's not that I'm approaching this with dread. It's not like, you know, there's been times where we've streamed moments in a game and it's like, it really hit exactly the wrong way at exactly the worst time. I don't feel like we're barreling
Yuriko!
towards that.
Your horse isn't here.
Okay.
She rode off.
Follow the tracks. Okay. So I never try to follow the tracks on horseback because I don't feel like I'd be able to see them very well. Same thing with The Witcher. Anytime in The Witcher 3 that I'd be tracking somebody, I always did it on foot just because I felt like it was easier to, you know,
Herbs. She came this way.
perceive what I was looking for. But Markwak, I hope that you're doing very well. And, oh my gosh, thank you very much for the cheer as well. Also, hello to Mia. We are looking for...
Yuriko's horse. She can't be far.
I hope she's kind of far.
Yuriko!
My lord.
Just really try not to stomp on her.
Are you hurt?
No. I was just... I got lost.
Where were you going?
I saw my mother. She waved but kept walking. I had to catch up.
bringing you home.
My mother. I have to make an offering.
You do not.
Please. For all the times I've done as you asked. Come with me. Let me pay respects to my mother.
All right. But don't push yourself.
Thank you.
And Mia, thank you also very much for the resubscription. Sorry, that sounds really joyless, but I mean, is anybody watching at all confused as to how this ends?
And teach me about the plants.
Maybe that's why you saw her.
Yeah, still full on bamboo.
They're almost there.
I feel like a horse would look at this sort of like going down these stone stairs and would just look back at me and be, fuck off, asshole. I don't want to go down there.
My family is here. Kazumasa. That night, you brought little Jin to me. When he was so sick after all that time in the forest. We had already lost Lady Sakai. Kazumasa, are you listening?
I'm listening.
I made him drink that remedy my mother taught me. We sat by his side the whole night. You held my hand. Do you remember?
Yes, I remember.
That night, I was so scared. So sad for little Jin. But I was so happy. Does that make me a bad person?
No.
When he recovered, when you taught me how to ride, the day we rode to the onsen, the sunset was red and full. That was...
That was what?
the best day of my life. It's dark, Kazumasa. Tell me what you see.
I can see all the way to Yarikawa.
I remember the war. A tragedy for all the clans.
Good people remain there. Castle Kaneda.
I wish you weren't there so often.
Why do you say that?
You have many responsibilities. I am grateful for the time we share. But I always want more.
There's the temple in Kushi. You can see the pagoda.
Every new year, I pray there for you and little Jin and my family.
Jin is lucky you take such good care of him. Now tell me what you see. Yuriko? Rest, Yuriko. The strength we need is all around us. The mighty fall at last, to be no more than dust before the wind.
I'm going to assume this is a redux of the... Yeah, so we get another Yuriko's keepsake, which I assume stacked together so that you get maybe a 30% chance to poison enemies. I think one is enough. Also, a new hat. Let's just take a quick look to see what it looks like. I, at most would probably wear this on the... Oh, he's got like a little flare to it. Okay. There's a few different things that Jin and Sora will do at the end of a mission. I like that one where Sora came up to sort of, nuzzle him and cheer him up because he recognizes that he's sad. So one thing about me, and you'll find this as a theme in a lot of different streams that we do, I am a really big believer in a lot of different, life as well as just in games, as in general, about being honest with people. I think that people need to have the facts in order to be able to proceed, in order to know how to live their lives and make informed decisions. You have to find ways to provide them with, true information. And there's one major exception to that, which is if the truth is going to needlessly hurt someone. For example, a guy who is mourning his wife, and maybe that wife was unfaithful towards him. And specifically I'm talking about, I remember this in it was like an episode of Grey's Anatomy or something like this. So don't mistake it for something that happened in the real world. And it was like this big moral conundrum of oh, do I tell him? Does he? And I'm like, what good does the truth do in that moment? The wife is gone. The only thing you'd be doing there is destroying his memory of her. It's not going to help him heal. It's not going to help him move on. It's only going to foster feelings of betrayal and hatred and anger and stupidity that he didn't see it. It's only going to make things worse. Let him cherish the memory of someone that he loved. Don't befoul that with information that might be factually true, but you don't even have all of the information on something like that. And this is just sort of like a random aside to Jin's decision in those final moments to play along, to give Yuriko the moments of reconnection and reconciliation that she'd wanted, the confession that had been the happiest day of her life. And that means something to her. And to have denied her that would have meant nothing. It would have been just robbing her of happiness in her final moments. Reflecting on either of these things right now doesn't seem super appropriate, but let's go with the rebellion because it's slightly less stupid.
Father and uncle recovered at a nearby onsen after they stopped the Yarikawa rebellion. Was it this one?
You know, by contrast, take that same fictional wife and she's alive, and the husband in question is about to pass up on the job promotion of his dreams, or the vacation he's always wanted, like, you know, about to pass up on something that is, like, really deeply personally important to him because he has no idea that his wife is cheating on him. Then, yeah, like, you know, people have to have true information. It's not your job to break up their marriage, but it might be your job to stop him from making a terrible, terrible mistake. But once she's gone, like, I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit complicated. And also, I'm, like, arguing with no one about an episode of Grey's Anatomy that I don't even remember who was in the episode or what this was about. It's just sort of like, it was a conversation that I had with others at the time, we'll say. So it was just sort of came to mind when Jin was in essence lying to Yuriko there, but in practice just giving her comfort in a time that it was her last opportunity to have comfort. Video games. I care about the stories and the characters. I like engaging with them. Also, Mia resubscribed, and I cannot for the life of me remember if I called it out because a lot happened there. So thank you very, very much to More Than a Mia for the resubscription. And I did also see, because I don't think she's going to hear that because she is watching a different VOD. I think the specific one that she's watching is, I want to be very careful about talking about this because I don't want to invite a lot of conversation, but off stream and then uploaded at a later time, we've been playing through the final season of Telltale's The Walking Dead, and episode 2 is up right now, separated out into 2 parts, and there is a collection for it here on Twitch, and you'll also find it in the uploads tab. So if you are so inclined, you can watch our continuing adventures in the final season of Telltale's Walking Dead. I want to pet the fox if he's around. And he is not. Man, Patikin said, I've talked about this before, Patikin said he petted every fox, every single one, after he followed them to their destination, and I do not see a fox around here to pet. In any event, so if anybody was interested in seeing that, you can check out our collections tab here on Twitch, which currently has all 4 videos. They're basically 2 episodes, two videos per episode, sort of split, 1/3 here and 2/3 there, as best as we can find little breakpoints. And the 3rd episode will be up this Wednesday after twitch.tv/morethanamia finishes her playthrough, because she's playing through on Wednesdays, and it felt like a great opportunity to be able to play alongside her without hopefully accidentally getting spoiled. And prior to this moment, we really haven't talked about it here on stream because, we want to have the experience without having anybody choose to get too chatty about it. And if people don't know that you're playing, they're unlikely to bring it up. But I feel like at this point, we've got a really great community here, and next week will be the final episode. So we will see how it goes. Markwack says 3 times he's tried to watch the Dreamfall chapter streams. Each time I've chosen to do so, you started a live stream shortly after, and he has to switch over. One day I will watch your Dreamfall chapter streams. One day. So this is not in any way a story spoiler, Markwack, but you may want to know that there is one episode of Dreamfall chapters in which I am dead ass stuck for like 90 minutes. It goes on and on and on. One of the things that we've always done here is, as I like to say, show games as they are. And especially the first episode of Dreamfall Chapters is not interested in holding your hand. It is not interested in making it clear where you are supposed to go or where you are supposed to be looking. And I'm just letting you know that if it feels like it's stuck in a while, we would never fault anyone for just starting to skip ahead in increments of 15 minutes to be like, when is this resolved? We do eventually figure it out, and I won't say whether or not we look it up live on stream. Hold on, I'm just putting this together. Nope. I did L1 before triangle. All right, let's see if there's any other question marks around. But yeah, on the whole, I would say that in Dreamfall Chapters, you know, that is a stream of steady forward progress. But there's a couple points that I feel like, you know, we could say that I was insufficiently observant, or we could say that especially in the early episodes, there was a bit of a separation between, I think, what the developer wanted to accomplish and how well they were able to succeed at that. Yeah, let's go here, because I think we're going to have everything that we need here. The armorer, the trapper. I have a very, very deep affection for... So, the Dreamfall Chapters is the third game in a trilogy. And by the way, watch me discuss this with absolutely no spoilers. It always bothers me when people are like, oh, there's no way to discuss something without giving stuff away. No, there super is. And watch this. And that guy just shoveled that right in my face. I have a very deep affection for the first game in that trilogy, which was simply called The Longest Journey. It is an impossibly... generic name for a very, very, like, a story that really, really caught me. And part of it was that I played The Longest Journey at exactly the right time in my life. Hold on, let's upgrade this. We're going to get a major increase to melee damage. Yeah, we can afford this pretty easily.
Much better protection.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, I like the fact that our face mask is no longer held on by a bandana. Can we get another upgrade? We cannot.
We need more to make these improvements.
Yes, we do. And you know where we're going to get some more supplies? We're going to go sell my excess of bamboo. So for that, we need to go find the merchant, I believe. And of course, we cannot look him up here. Yep, there he is. In video games...
Would you like to see what I have?
I do want to see what you have. Ooh. Oh, we don't have enough. Okay, well, let me just take a quick look here. I just want to see what the colors look like. So we've got gold. It seems a little bit loud to me. A little bit chintzy. And yet I like it better than the white. Those, armor plates, I don't know what you'd call them, scales. The white does not do those any justice. This one's okay, I guess. Not really my favorite armor set to color. I feel like the default color is really good. But, wait, oh, no, this is not the person that we sell to. Okay, we need the trapper to sell things. Does anybody see a knife around? Oh, there he is.
My lord, anything to offer from your hunting?
Yes. Well, the first thing that we need, we want to have lots and lots of poison darts. So thank God I still had all these predator hides kicking around. For the low cost of 20 out of our 172, we can upgrade our poison dart capacity. So there's a thing in video games where, like, you are the protagonist, you're Link, and what is Link doing with his life? Not much. He's mostly just waiting for an adventure to come around, and one day he gets a psychic projection from Zelda, who says, "Come find me in the basement of the castle," and it's a link to the past, and you're off on your adventure. And Link isn't leaving anything behind. Like, in Link to the Past, he's got, like, his uncle, and then his uncle just sort of unceremoniously dies, and Link never thinks of him ever again. And that's sort of how video games go. You are the protagonist, you're going to go on a giant world-saving adventure, and that's great, because you didn't have anything else on your calendar. You are free to go off and do fucking whatever, and it's fine. Hold on just one second, because there's a lot of land here. I just want to take it maybe a quick ride around to see what we can find, because I wanted to talk about the fact that The Longest Journey it surely isn't the first game, but it's the first game that really struck me by having a video game protagonist that was in the middle of something. April Ryan is your main character. Oh, Null is doing me a big solid and pointing out I was going to sell my bamboo. Yes, I had a feeling that I was forgetting something. Can I do that here? I don't know. Hold on a second. I don't think I can do it in Omi Village. Yeah, sorry, we got to fast travel back here. Thank you to Null, because, yeah, we cannot pick up any more bamboo. I was right at the trapper. I didn't sell anything. The main protagonist in The Longest Journey is a woman named April Ryan. And without saying anything more, April Ryan has a life going on at the time that the video game starts. She's got plans and she's got things that she wants to do, and the events of the video game, when I say get in the way of it, it sounds like it's an inconvenience that she complains about, but it's more like there is a sense that things are changing for her, and the game does a lot with that. And I happened to play that game, The Longest Journey, right at a point in my life when a lot of things were changing for me. And so the character arc of April Ryan hit real close to home for me. And it also, yeah, we're going to go to sell and find the bamboo because we are full up. And we're going to sell probably 200 bamboo because I don't know that we have any cause to spend it on anything, and it is plentiful enough that it is the only crafting material that I have routinely hit the maximum on. So let's just go ahead and say we're going to sell a solid 200 bamboo. Thank you again to Null, because otherwise, in about 3 minutes, I would have felt really dumb as I walked up some bamboo and said, God damn it. Now, wait a second. Do I now have... Where's the... Yep. I can now immediately do an upgrade, because now I have the supplies to do an upgrade.
Something for every type of armor.
Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so this is going to give us a massive increase to health. This armor is getting way better now. And I bet the next one, and I bet we can... Oh, we've got antlers. Okay. And so the next set is going to be increase the standoff streak by 2. Winning a standoff has a 25% chance to terrify enemies. But mostly, look at the figure this cuts. Oh my god. You see this down at the end of the alley, you just slit your own throat. Null appreciates that I can talk about a completely different game while I play. I hope, like... I have nothing to say about this game at the moment that I'm just trading bamboo, so hopefully it is welcome for folks that that we find other ways to fill the silence. But yeah, when Marquardt brought up Dreamfall Chapters, it brought to mind that game and then its sequel, Dreamfall. Like, that's the thing about that series. It's not like The Longest Journey 2. The trilogy is... The Longest Journey, then Dreamfall Chapters, which I think was originally... So here's one thing to know about our playthrough of Dreamfall Chapters. They did a director's cut release of it after I finished playing that redoes stuff. And, right at this particular instant, I do not feel qualified to say what was enhanced or updated or whatever. I will say that one thing I would have liked to see updated, and this is something that I talk about in the playthrough, Dreamfall chapters, there's elements of it that feel a little bit on the rough side. And specifically, it is in the conversation scenes where, again, I want to say that it's episode 1 or 2 of the of sort of the whole arc, where there is a lot of dialogue, and that dialogue is extremely static, where it's just two characters over two shot, over two shot, just over and over and over again. There's like, you know how in Mass Effect 2 or this game, the characters will talk or they'll walk or there'll be like some pre-rendering to the cutscene, so there can be some, not changes, what's the phrase that I'm thinking of? Some action, some activity happening, and it's not just characters sort of doing this one or two animation. In Dreamfall chapters, there's episodes where I don't even know that the characters animate aside from moving their mouths. And the dialogue is fine, and the voice acting is fine, and there's a lot of story to go through. I will not say anything about the story that is there, but visually, it was just not, it didn't have that sort of narrative flair that you expect to see in modern games, including the ones at the time that that game came out. And outside of that, I don't know that I have a lot to say about the Dreamfall trilogy, except the games change a lot. All three games are very different from one another, so the biggest reason to go through them is if you want to see that story through to the end. Because if you play three games like that, the odds are you're going to find, you know, you're more likely to find a game that is going to hit a genre that you don't particularly like, because the games are so different from one another. I enjoyed all three. I have a lot of thoughts on what I enjoyed about each one the most, but it is it's a very interesting series for sure, and I am like, it is a closed trilogy. I don't think that there's any plans by Ragnar Tornquist, who was the lead writer and creator, to do more of them. But the other thing that I'd say is, so Ape Orion was played by a voice actor named, oh, whoops. I did try to do it. I was just too slow. Abe Orion is played by a voice actress named Sarah Hamilton. No relation to Linda Hamilton. And she is very good. And also, among other things, a major advocate for... Oh, I'm not in the right stance. Hold on a second. Oh, I can't dodge that. I went to block that like an idiot and took an unnecessary hit. Oh, I can't. No, I can't do that. But Sarah Hamilton is so I don't know what she's been up to recently, but back in the day, she was very heavily involved in like charity workshops and doing like bringing art to like the sort of organizations that want to promote access to arts and music for people and so forth, and also had been diagnosed. She was both a cancer survivor and had been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. I think that's correct. So, and there would be a delay of years between the different games, and it was like it was I don't know how to finish this thought except to say that I hope that Sarah Hamilton is doing well, because among other things, I really enjoyed her performance in The Longest Journey. Okay, so I don't think that we can travel north from here. I feel like this is all the zone that is controlled by that castle. So once we get there, yeah, that'll be the third province time. So we cannot go further here. And the reason I wanted to round out those question marks, by the way, I do feel like sort of popped up as we did more story missions, because I don't feel they were there before. I think that is... Wait, no, we did... This says fort something. Hold on a second. Let's go over here and see what we can find.
Quickly, Sora.
Yeah, one thing that the entire Dreamfall trilogy had was really, really good voice acting all the way through, and I thought that the setting was very imaginative, and I liked the way that the games evolved as they went. Wait, what? What does that mean? What does that mean? Overwhelming enemy force. Is like... That looks like you are not intended to be here. Don't go. What does that mean? Overwhelming enemy force. It could mean that we're not allowed to get in. It could mean that the enemy reinforcements never stop. I want to check it out. I'm looking for a way in. Oh, okay. Well, they might open the doors for us now. I'm thinking this might be a story mission. Oh, they got me. Or Sora, whichever. Wow, okay. So unless I'm really badly mistaken, we cannot climb these easily climbable fence posts. Yeah, I'm feeling like, okay, I get it. Yeah, the gates are closed. I don't see any way in. You know, maybe we'll just look over here, but here's what I bet. I bet that, for that other major story quest that there is, we're gonna come here and knock on the door in an even less polite way. Oh, I'm tired now. Alright, and I kind of feel like that's gonna wrap it up for this episode, because it is... Although it's 9:30 and that doesn't seem super late, it kind of feels super late. Let's ride, if we can ride any further north. Let's try to do that, but we may encounter some more unscalable cliff walls.
Let's go.
Oh, so it's even saying this... Yeah, it really doesn't seem to want to let me ride north from here. Let's see if it continues to say that, or if it's just the proximity to that fort. Yeah, what, like... Way back in the day, do people know what the Ultima series is anymore? Is it just Ultima Online that people are going to be familiar with? Way back in the day, my family growing up were big fans of the Ultima series, and one of the things about that game world is that you were always, like in every Ultima game, you were coming back to a familiar landscape with the same... with a similar cast of characters, like starting with Ultima 4. Oh, hold on. Ow. Ultima 4 was the game where the world map came to be, like, like there was now an official canonical world of Britannia, and the characters that were introduced in that game went on to make appearances in basically the rest of the franchise. But one thing that was interesting about Ultima is that starting with 4 and then 5 and 6 and 7, the world continued to evolve. Time passed, and those townships that you came to know in the first game, which was Ultima 4, would be different the next time that you went back, and not just with a different cast, but like the layout would be a little bit different, the towns would be a little bit bigger, they would be better defined. And yeah, a lot of that was just the technology of the day getting more advanced, but also it gave the world a feeling of progress. And by the way, it wasn't like completely different. Like every time you go back to Hyrule, it's like just totally different. Sometimes it's completely covered in water, and other times it's completely covered in grass, and other times it's Death Mountain there. So there is no like version of Hyrule. It's completely different every time that you go back. I like that feeling of revisiting old places with a it felt like the world had moved on, and in the case of Ultima, moved on without you. And now in every game that you return, it was like there was an element of sort of finding your place in it, and that place changed rather dramatically as you went ahead. That's something that I feel like the Dreamfall trilogy does really well, where there is an entire lore that you come to know, and it's not dropped on you in codex blocks that you have to read off stream. It's delivered to you by exploring and talking to people and doing the quests. The first game, The Longest Journey, is very much a point-and-click adventure in the vein of like an old Sierra game, but I thought that the puzzles were very, very well laid out in most cases. Let's say like 85% of the puzzles I was able to solve by like looking at them and paying attention and combining things and thinking about it. Some of the solutions get like really, really complicated, but that's sort of puzzle game logic, isn't it? Oh, hello to... I'm sorry, many people have come in. Let me just pause for 1 second as we scroll by. Oh, Caroluna raided! Caroluna and everybody that came over. I'm so sorry, I got absorbed talking about the Longest Journey trilogy. Hello to Caroluna, Go Hybrid, Moo, hello to you. See if anybody else has chimed in. Yes, we are just doing a bit of riding around here in Ghost of Tsushima. Morinda, hello to Morinda, says The Longest Journey is awesome. Too bad the first 2 to 3 hours are so banal, hard to get into. So I enjoyed it the whole way through, and one of the things that I was talking about a bit ago is the fact that for me, in those first 2 to 3 hours, what I was doing was getting to know the main protagonist. And one of the most potent things about The Longest Journey as a franchise is that the characters have lives. Like they have not only backstories but forward stories. They're looking ahead to things that they want to do. Dreams that they have, and the events of the video game are an interruption in that, and I think that is very well done. So I loved the setting that was being created in those early hours of The Longest Journey. There was famously for me, and again, this is not a spoiler because I'm not going to specify which one, but sometimes adventure games will be like, I don't know what to do. I cannot solve this puzzle. I've been banging my head against this for 2.5 hours, and I'm absolutely no closer to figuring it out. There was one puzzle in The Longest Journey, and I've shared this story before, so veterans of the channel may have heard this, but I looked at the puzzle, and I had no idea. Like, none. Not even like I had a couple ideas that I thought might work out and didn't. I was looking at this puzzle and being like, literally no idea. So I walked around, I examined, like, is there something on the wall? Is there somebody to talk to? Is there something in my journal? Can I combine something in my inventory? Nothing. Absolutely no idea. So after a bit of this, and by a bit I mean probably a couple hours, in Longest Journey, I looked it up. So I looked up on the online, what is the solution to this? And oftentimes in a game like this, once you see what the solution is, then you're like, oh, you stupid idiot, it was right there. It was so obvious. How could I have overlooked it? And man, I looked at the solution to this one puzzle, and then I solved the puzzle, and it was like, okay, now you can proceed, like you've unlocked the thing that you need. And I had no idea what the solution meant. I don't know how you were supposed to discern this. It was absolutely inscrutable. And to this day, no idea what, like, that puzzle was so, it was operating on a level that I did not understand for sure. So Go Hybrid is saying that he has to look up words like banal, which is probably part of the reason that he couldn't get into those games, though not for lack of trying. I don't know, Go Hybrid, you have a pretty good vocabulary. Cara Luna, sorry, so Sam Lander buys a phone once every 3 to 4 years. Hold on, there's a question. Okay, so 2 things. Marinda is asking, Longest Journey is a trilogy now, question mark. Yes, there are 3 games, and I disagree with anybody who said that Dreamfall was blah. There is a 3rd game in the trilogy. It's called Dreamfall Chapters. If you heard that one was blah, I can...
Lord Sakai.
Again, I have sophisticated thoughts on the 3 of them. I will say this. I feel like maybe a lot of the... reaction that Dreamfall Chapters was blah might come from the pre-director's cut that was released. They did a pretty significant overhaul to it. I don't know if it fixed all of everybody's complaints, but it would be interesting if people revisit it now that it has sort of a remix edition that came out and was patched for free into the existing owners. But I'm going to do this quest real quick. Well, I'm going to do this quest and have a conversation, so we'll be right back. After I talk to him.
Thanks to your efforts, we have an army to reclaim my castle.
I told you Yuna would come through.
I'm already arranging her payment. The Shogun's reinforcements will be here soon. Before they arrive, we must resolve a new problem. My scouts intercepted orders from the Khan, addressed to Ryuzo. His mercenaries are poised to strike our flank.
Do you know where Ryuzo is now?
Not far. Fort Koyasan. You do not have to face him yourself.
He was my friend. I will deal with him.
Do what you must. Our forces will be ready for battle when you return.
Yeah, I do feel like Jin has to settle up with his old friend there, and...
Yuna may want to join me for this.
It is difficult for me to think of any situation in which I would want to spare Jin's friend, but we'll find out.
You're leaving.
Your uncle kept his word. Our boat sails at dawn tomorrow.
I need your help one last time. I found Ryuzo hiding in Fort Koyasan.
I can't. Please understand. I spent my life working for this. Going to bed hungry. Risking my neck so we'd have enough money to start a new life on the mainland. I can't give up now.
I'm not asking you to. Help me defeat Ryuzo, and I'll see you off myself.
This is your battle, Jin. Not mine. All I want, all we need is to start a new life.
I won't stop you then. Thank you, Yuna. For everything. I hope you find peace.
You too.
My lord.
Listen to your sister, Taka. She'll take care of you.
Goodbye, Lord Sakai.
I can do this alone. Under cover of night.
His helmet is really photobombing that scene. I don't like that we can't see his eyes. Also, quick thought. If it had been me, I would not even... The thing is, Jin cannot ask any more of Yuna. Yuna has done so much for a fight that, as she just pointed out, is not her own. Her goal was to reunite with her brother and then to leave the mainland. And I hope she does that. I'm concerned that she won't. But I would be perfectly comfortable if that is the end of Yuna's story. She has done her piece for Lord and country. If she can make it safely to the homeland and start a new life away from all the horrible memories that she has here, she should do so. Also, okay, so Cara Luna is headed to bed. Cara Luna, thank you so much for the raid. Sorry that I missed it when you first came over, but thank you so much for the raid, and I hope you have a great evening. And I hope you had a great weekend as well. We had a long weekend due to the holiday, and it was very, very nice. Also, I think it was Miranda asked which puzzle was it in The Longest Journey that I had trouble with. Was it the inner tube? Here's the thing. I played that game in, I think, the early 2000s. I know exactly which puzzle you're talking about, and the answer is no. I solved that one. I solved that one fair and square. I know exactly which one it is. And if we were not on stream right now, I would recount to you the solution. I remember it vividly. No, that's not it. And so this is really not a spoiler, because I don't even know that I can do a very good description of the one that I got stuck on. It basically involved what appeared to be almost like a game board, and there were these little triangular like pieces or plinths that could be like rotated a little bit. And I'm trying to remember if they could also be moved, but they could certainly be rotated. And clearly you were supposed to manipulate these pieces to achieve a solution of some kind. And I never at any point understood what I was being... It was like I missed the piece of dialogue that talked about what this puzzle represented.
Traitors. Let us scout the fort.
Survey the fort. Okay, so hopefully we can get up. So this is exactly where we were not able to get in earlier. All right, so I want to get up there. I don't know that I can get up there. Yeah, it was, I want to say, Miranda, probably about 2/3 of the way into the game. If I saw the puzzle again, I'd be able to point it out exactly. But it was... My memory of it was that there was like a circular, I'm going to describe it as a game board, but maybe like a dais or something. And there were these pieces that could be like turned and rotated, and they had like these, like almost like a light and shadow thing going on. And the reason that I'm struggling to describe it is because I didn't get it. I didn't know what I was supposed to be trying to do. And even after looking up, like threw my hands up and looked it up.
As if straw hats aren't bad enough.
Lord Sakai! Wait!
Shh!
Shit.
Away. I won't let you do this alone. If Yuna won't come with you, then I have to.
Why?
Trained for this.
In Yarikawa, you said we can save our home if we stand together. I stand with the ghost.
I can't pit you against Mongols. If anything happened...
At least let me create a distraction. Draw some of them away. Even the odds for you.
All right. But when they chase you, ride back to camp as fast as you can.
I won't let you down.
But more importantly, don't let Yuna down.
Dogs! Mongols are nothing but ugly dogs! I'll tell Lord Shimura you're here!
Okay, can I, like... So they're gonna open the gates right now, and... Nope, shit. That's a great way to start, just... Alright, well he has legitimately... dragged off a bunch of them, so I'll just slip in here.
Shut up! Here, you!
Oh, okay. I was unaware, by the way, Marinda, that the inner tube puzzle is treated as a bad one because like, I'm not going to say that I just immediately picked up the solution, but I felt clever as shit when I did solve it without having to look it up. The Longest Journey was one of the first games that I sort of decided to adhere to. When I come up against a puzzle, or like, what am I supposed to be doing? I am really gonna give it my best shot. I'm really gonna work it out. I'm gonna spend time on it. I'm gonna try my hardest. And only when it reaches the point that I have to choose between looking it up or quitting the game altogether, only at that point will I look things up. And to a very large extent, I was able to make it through the entire game. I would say that I probably had to look up 3, 4, 5 things over the course of a pretty significantly long adventure. Probably fewer than 5 things, I want to say. Was just like, I don't know. And I don't remember any of them so much as that, like, the one puzzle that was just totally inscrutable to me. If you're legitimate, like, if you really want to know, what I'll do is I will look it up and find, like, a video on YouTube so that you can see, like, you'll see exactly what it is. And shit, maybe the video on YouTube will explain one of the greatest mysteries of my life. What the fuck was with that puzzle? So far, we're actually doing a pretty good job of sneaking. Do I remember back when there was no internet to look up game solutions? Oh, don't I? Yes. Ow. Okay. Well, that guy just earned his place on a box of Wheaties. Oh, he's tired. Okay. Yeah, no, I vividly remember when you were stuck, you were just stuck. And that goes to another comment that passed by earlier that I wanted to call out. Sierra games were notorious for it being impossible to organically solve puzzles. And I read that at the time and continue to feel very strongly that that was intentional. That was a ploy. It was a gambit by, frankly, the Williams to make people call their hint line. We've got a 1-900 hint line that you can call, and we will give you the solution to the puzzles that we made up and, oops, made unsolvable. Oh, this stance is really bad against this guy. Like, I feel like I can acknowledge the fact that Roberta Williams is a very successful and storied game developer who rightfully deserves a position in, like, the Game Developers Hall of Fame. Like, she was inducted not so long ago, and deserves to be there, and was a a very successful and highly respected female game developer at a point in time when there simply were many fewer women working in games than there are now. And also say that I personally did not enjoy playing the games that she made. I know that other people did. Pushing Up Roses is a particularly vibrant example where some of her fondest memories on Earth growing up seem to be playing the King's Quest games, and that she would get stuck on something for a very long time and how gratifying it was to be able to get through. But yeah, that was back in the age where a game was given sometimes its longevity by puzzles that were simply not solvable by the minds of mortal men. Moon logic is, I think, what it was frequently referred to as. And I think, speaking of Pushing Up Roses, that she actually has a video exploring the history of that particular phrase, that it came from a review talking about and critiquing in a negative light those old adventure games where, like, it was unable to progress unless you took the bag of tar and combined it with the apple to make a telephone that would then allow you to call the future. Like, it doesn't make any sense at all. And that was how some of those puzzles were. Like, you'd never, ever think of the solutions because they don't make any sort of logical sense. I will say this about, like, the world of, like, Sierra Adventure games. And I think I mentioned this relatively recently, but I will never get tired of bragging about the fact that Space Quest 4, I believe that was the one. Space Quest 4, I played all the way through from beginning to end without ever looking anything up, because that was pre-internet. And asking, I never asked anybody for advice. I played that game 100% legit from start to finish and passed the whole game all by myself. And I was much younger at the time, and I was proud of it then, and I am proud of it now. Oh, I really should have healed up before I went in there. Oh, yeah, hold on. Sam Landers.
Good to see you.
You know why I've come.
Yes. I made sure you'd know where to find me. The Khan wants to meet you.
I'm not here to talk. You betrayed us all.
We can save our home together. It doesn't have to be like this.
Yes, Ryuzo. It does.
Lord Sakai! Lord Sakai! Please, wake up!
Taka. How?
You were gone so long. I knew you were in trouble. I came to help, but the Mongols got me.
Oh, God.
Damn. We have to get free.
They're going to kill us.
Only if we let them. Try to get loose. Just need to loosen this. Taka, be brave.
You must be thirsty. Areg. Milk from my favorite horse. The final gift to me. She broke her egg yesterday, so I fed her to my men. We do what we must, Lord Sakai. That is why you and I are both survivors.
I am samurai.
No, you are more than that. You are the ghost. Convince your people to join me, and I will give them peace.
We will never serve you.
Your uncle said the same thing when I asked him to end this war.
He refused to be your slave.
I, too, have pride in family. And I know what it's like to live in their shadow.
Why should we settle for scraps when we deserve to be legends?
He is a legend.
See? Your people will follow you. Join me and save them.
You want to divide and conquer. You did it to Ryuzo. Not us.
Oh. Your legend does not even care about you. You kill him. You can go.
Run.
Your friend died for you. Now I must find another, and you must choose again.
So once again, sorry, I gotta pause for just 1 second because we're picking a real downbeat to say thank you very, very much to Tashir Games, who has also resubscribed. And he says 1 year of affiliate Angel hits in January. Early congratulations. Yes, thank you very, very much. I both need to acknowledge that and also need to keep going with this because apparently this is the episode of good feels.
Sword.
Okay, 10 meters in the direction of that. Oh, right here.
Kill them all.
Hello to Koopman Joe as well. I hope that you are having a good Monday. Better than Jin and his friends. No, I'm not going to do a standoff. Okay, so probably our best gambit is the old, firecrackers. Oops, firecrackers and bomb, I'm thinking.
No mercy! Sakai's free! Attack! Kill him! You deserve death! No, I bastard traitors! This is for Taka!
Oh! Oh, no.
Jin,
Yuna,
I just saw the Khan ride out with Ryuzo. Where's Taka? I know he's here. He left a message saying he'd followed you. Where is he? No. No! No! No!
Yuna, wait!
Taka! He wasn't supposed to be here. Why didn't he listen?
He tried to make you proud.
Don't do that.
To be like the ghost. You shouldn't have made him come!
I tried to stop him. But he wanted to help.
That's Taka.
We should go.
I'm not leaving him.
Oh, okay. Apparently I'm out of smoke bombs, everyone. That's how we found that out.
You killed him!
Yeah, Jin, word of the wise. Don't tell Yuna that her brother did this in an attempt to make her proud. That's not going to help right now. Okay, that's not great. I don't even think it's true. I mean, I don't think that he came here to make Yuna proud. I think that he came here because he felt like he owed something to Jin and the people. He said as much. And the fact is, he owed nothing. Yuna's brother, who it's really bothering me that I can't remember his name right at this moment. Tsushima took everything from them, Yuna and her family. It took everything. Oops. Nope. Really disappointed in the lack of smoke bombs right now. Nope. Shit, no! That was not the button that I meant to push. Nor the help that she was expecting. Yeah, I see ya. I'll be right there.
Help me!
Working on it.
Jean!
Taka, thank you, Samalander.
That's the last of them. The Star Hats have finished. Leaves us alone.
He's still alive. With the Khan.
There's nothing more we can do here.
I need to bury my brother.
And you need to help her.
I'll help you.
By the way, thank you very much for the follow, Koopman Joe. Here's the thing. Here's what I mean about that. Let's consider what we've learned about Yuna and her brother. They lived on Tsushima. Please don't tell me that this crashed. No, it's going. I'll be quiet again.
I never meant for this to happen. I'm sorry.
I swore I'd give him a good life. Keep him safe. This isn't your fault. It's mine.
No. It was the Khan. Rizal. Every Mongol on this island. Help me kill them all. Help me avenge Taka.
There's no reason to leave anymore. Nowhere to go. Nothing to do. Except stay. And fight.
You should go to my uncle's camp and get some rest. I'll meet you there.
Was Taka brave? At the end?
He was always brave.
We're getting a lot of horse comfort in this episode. But that actually goes back to something we were talking about a long time ago. There is no reason in the world to ever tell Yuna the specifics about how her brother died. That her brother took a swing at Khotan Khan, missed by 15 degrees, and then got kicked down into the mud and had his head brutally chopped off. And I'm not repeating those details because I think they're fun or funny, or that it's like she never, ever, ever needs to know that. She has every right to remember her brother as someone who fought and died bravely for something that he believed in, which I will again point out, Yuna and her brother were raised in a sex camp. They were, as far as we can tell, starving orphans that were tricked into coming into this camp that was both a forced labor camp and apparently at the whims of some very, very depraved brothers. And there was an entire quest line that went through Yuna's backstory here. Tsushima never gave them anything. There was no righteous justice at the blade of a samurai that came to save them. They pulled themselves up out of the dirt and the muck all by themselves. And then the only thing that Yuna ever wanted was to leave Tsushima. She said, that's it, we're done, the Mongols are here, and still, as far as we know, she helped Jin Sakai without even knowing who he was because it was the right thing to do. And when she discovered, even if she did, it doesn't matter, but when she did discover who he was, she was like, great, you want to repay me? Help me get my brother and help us leave. And Jin's uncle slow walked that request until this point in time, and then we saw what happened. And it is just disappointing that this is how the whole thing had to go down. Let me just read about this, Show-in journal. The Straw Hats are routed, but at a terrible cost. Ryuzo escaped, and worse, Taka lost his life. I won't let this go unpunished. Lord Shimura is rallying for battle at a staging camp, but before we fight, I need to check on Yuna. Yeah, and we are going to check on Yuna by way of just fast traveling over here. And it's shit like that why I like game stories and paying attention and getting animated about it. I feel bad that Tashir resubscribed it. Like, it's very much appreciated, but like at the exact worst moment where it's like, oh shit, it's really going down on stream, and here's a very happy and fun thing that's happening in chat. The difference being, of course, that the happy and fun thing is in real life. These are not real characters, so it's appropriate for us to stop for a moment to say really, really thank you very, very much on that. Just to circle back briefly, because Sam Lander made a very important point that I think is important to know about Sierra games. I feel like especially their earlier works. I'm not sure at what point they sort of grew out of this, but in those early games, it was possible and common to have events that would occur early in the game that if you didn't know, somehow in advance, if you didn't like magically intuit what you were supposed to do, you could take an action 30 minutes into the game that would make the puzzle 5 hours into the game permanently unsolvable. It was totally undoable. Like, people these days, I hear sometimes folks that I term internet tough guys who like to talk about how games are too casual and they're made for like casual gamers, and they're not as challenging and as hard as they used to be, and they don't know the old SNES games. I do. The old NES games, the old Atari games, I do know those. Games are better now. They're better than they used to be because they don't pull that bullshit like the old Sierra games were, where, yeah, you can get past the Yeti if you do it this way, but if you do it that way, then you don't have the magic beans it takes to climb the beanstalk at the end of Act 4, like Sam Lander was talking about. And it's horse shit. And I'm so glad that that particular school of game design has died a lonely, quiet death right where it belongs. Mark Wack always says, it's always cool when a game, movie, book, music, art can make you feel such powerful emotions. Yeah, and it's worth engaging with, to me. I feel like, especially in an open world game like this, there will be long periods of time where I might do something like recap old episodes of Beyond Belief Fact or Fiction, but that's because we're sort of riding along, and that doesn't mean that I at any point disengage from the story and have stopped paying attention. It's just, you know, sometimes Jin is riding along in quiet contemplation, and I'm also quietly contemplating how laughably, hilariously bad so many episodes of Beyond Belief were. But then when shit gets real, it's like, okay, we're gonna re-engage with this in a way that I feel like it deserves, because like this story was worked on by real people and they wanted to tell something that would evoke a reaction, and I want them to know that they have succeeded, and I have thoughts on the way that this has all gone down. And if I was Jin, it would have been termed a little bit more like, Yuna, no one can possibly ask you to do more than you have already done, but if you are in the mood for vengeance, I've got some dishes that are ready to be served cold. Let's go do it. And then she could make her own decision. But we're going to call it here. That is going to be the end of episode 22 of Ghost of Tsushima. I hope that you all will check out. There's a lot of callouts that we'd like to do, including for Streamer FX, which is a great website for getting access to internet radio by professional artists that is royalty free and will not get you muted here on Twitch. And it's something that I feel like is increasingly important as we move into an era where DMCA takedowns are more of a thing. But where we often talk about that and More Than a Mia, JV McMaster, Azaric, SG Tiffany, Toxic with 2Ks, Diesel Jones, He Who Dies, and so many, many more. I do want to take this moment to really cite out the fact that tomorrow is going to be December 1st, 2020, and if everything goes according to plan, Div, who also streams as the Sunny Panda here on Twitch, is going to be back live on Twitch. He has been on hiatus for a long time. There was, my understanding, some... I want to let him tell his own story, so I'm going to let him do that. But there was a path to recovery, and he is... See, now I feel like I'm putting it too mysterious. He talked about it on Twitter. There was a car accident. There was some recovery that happened after that. My understanding, fingers crossed, is that recovery has gone very well, and now he is ready and back in a headspace to return to Twitch and hopefully return to some regular streams like he used to do. And I am so excited about it because Div is one of the warmest, jolliest, most entertaining streamers that you're liable to find on Twitch. He is the leader of Panda's Beach Babes. He has built a wonderful community, and it has really been a hole in the schedule to not have him to tune into on those rare occasions that we get to come home early during a weekday. And we always love watching Patikin and He Who Dies and so many others, but not having Div to add to that list has been a gap in our Twitch experience, and it will be wonderful to have him back. So if you enjoy this channel, I can assure you that there are those who do it better. We like to call them out on a routine basis, and one of them will be back tomorrow. So I hope that you guys will consider checking out twitch.tv/thesunnypanda. I don't yet know what he's planning to stream, but we will hopefully be able to join you there tomorrow. With that, we're going to call it here and find somebody fun to raid. Thank you so much to Chivalry, More Than a Mia, Tashir Games, Patikin, and possibly others for the early resubscriptions. We very, very much appreciate it. Thank you to Markwack for the bits. Thank you to Koopman Joe for the follow. Thank you to Caroluna and Patikin for the raids. And if I've missed any activity, anything that came through, anything that came along, my apologies. We will see it in the activity feed, and I assure you feel bad about the fact that I'm not calling it out right at this moment. But I got to grab at least something light to eat, and then... oh boy, tomorrow's going to be more of what we did today. So not in terms of Ghost of Tsushima, just in terms of work. So we'll do our best and hopefully rejoin with you guys a little bit later in the week for some more samurai fun. Until next time, thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a great night.